My name's Don Back. I am a retired police officer after 31 and a half years.
My name is Steven Poplawski. I'm also a retired police officer. I'm extremely passionate about training as a field, as a professional field, and how do we improve retention of skills, and how do we give people the information, the education, the skills they need to do their jobs well and perform optimally.
I've now been doing some training with Steve in step training, and the reason I certainly like doing that is because it allows me to keep up with my passion, which is in the training field, which I did for almost 18 years while I was working as a police officer. So this is my opportunity to actually keep on doing it.
The mission statement for Step Training, Inc. is to deliver evidence-based, practical, skill-oriented training to both frontline positions like your bylaw, your policing, your security services, but also the support staff behind that. Our main focus is on the human skills in terms of human connections, of validation, communication, de-escalation. Those are the main areas of focus, and we also have an area where we focus directly on stress management and how do you manage your own stressors and how do you control what's going on inside yourself so that you in turn can then help and assist in terms of what's happening with somebody else. The first area has to do with the IPREP program and the stress modulation piece. That one's highly researched, going back 6-7 years now. It started off in Finland actually, and then we've brought it forward. It's been an accredited course through the University of Toronto, and then what we offer is a piece of that to frontline services. So it's not the full accreditation piece, but we're offering the components within that. There's been multiple papers written on the subjects that's been collaborated on through medical doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, and they've had lots of success in publishing their work in that area. And both Don and myself are master trainers in that particular skill set. On the other side, Don and I were working on behalf of the University of Toronto for the Ontario government, where we traveled around for close to 2 years looking at the topics of the Ontario Use of Force Model and de-escalation. And we looked at the training of how our officers, police officers, trained in the de-escalation and how do they apply it to the Ontario Use of Force Model. So that gave us probably almost over 18 months of experience in terms of visiting police services. We visited well over 40 police services and collected on-site research and data in relation to the training components of de-escalation. And then from that, we've evolved that forward, and now we take that information and we apply it through the structure of service. How do you look at de-escalation from a service model versus a crisis intervention model? Right? They both speak to each other, but our side is the service side. How do you continue to give good service, even at points of de-escalation?
And as a result of that work, that's where we actually were able to determine that there was a need, an actual need, because there was a lack of information training on de-escalation.
Right.
And that's why this has now been geared specifically to what we are doing now.
Right. We actually have developed over the last few years, we've developed our own de-escalation model, if you like, which is a model of process. Where do you start and how do you move through this particular process in moving towards the goal of a positive outcome, right? And we've developed that through our research that we've done and also through the hands-on practical skills. And we've brought in other colleagues to help build that content, and it's really evolved over the last 5 years. We've had many conversations with people on the topic of performance and performing in front of your peers and just the stress of training altogether. So from an organization's point of view, if you're training people within your group, you're going to have a group of people that are going to be highly stressed about training, regardless of what it is. They're just going to be stressed about training in general. The IPREP program offers tools that can address those people in a positive way and help bring them along through the training so that they can be successful. Because ultimately we need them to have the skills to do the job. And it's not that they can't do them, it's just the stress of the performance piece is what's hindering them. And the IPREP speaks to that directly.